Hi class, I want to explain to you some really interesting classical elements in music using Mozart's Sonata number 16 in C major. First of all, if you'll notice in measure 1, and I'm going to scroll this up, in measure 1 you see that Alberti bass. If it were together we would call it a harmonic chord, but because the notes are separated we can say it's melodic. This technique is called Alberti bass. So I'm going to play measure 1 through 4. And you'll hear that. It's a very excellent example of Alberti bass. Another amazing classical technique, something that they love to do, is scale patterns. And if you look on measure 5, you will see a scale pattern going up. And then it goes down, right? Now, on measure 5, you see the first note is an A. It's on a space. Measure 6, the first note there is a G. It's on a line. And then measure 7, the space note is called F. And measure 8, the line note is called E. And you hear that downward progression. So here we have this amazing technique called sequence, where we have a scale pattern going up in measure 5 and down. Measure 6, the same scale pattern on a lower note going up and down. Measure 7, the scale pattern going up and down. And again, a lower note. And then measure 8, the scale pattern starting on that line note going up and down. So I'm going to play this and you'll hear not only the scale pattern, but you'll hear how it all works together in a sequence. I just think that is super cool. Now let's go on. We're going to look at measure 11. Do you see in the left hand, I have these 16th notes and they're broken chords. If I just had 3 of those notes, I would call that a chord, but because, or we could call a triad, but because I've added that top 4th note, it becomes an arpeggio. In Italian, it's called arpeggio, but in America, we say arpeggio. So I'm going to play measure 11. And there's measure 12. So you see, in the classical music, they made a great use of arpeggios. Now, oh, I went too far. This is super fun. Look at measure 14. It has this nice, easy right hand, and then it goes to a trill in measure 15, and you can see that it's a trill. It has a TR above those notes. I'm going to play the trills because they're really fun. And then it repeats, and we'll do measure 16 and 17. So I can start the trill on the lower note, or I can start the trill on the higher note. It's really fun. Trills are super fun. Now look at measure 18, and I'm going to scroll up. Measure 18 and 19 and 20. Those are really fun. Using arpeggios, Mozart decided to play a game of cat and mouse, or a game of tag, or cute little witty conversations. It depends on how you want to look at it. So I'm going to play this for you, and you'll hear the fun, the fun that whoever is doing this is playing. So I have my right hand, my left hand, my right, left, right, and left, right. It's just fun. So I'll play a little bit faster. And then we have to scroll down to measure 21. Isn't that cool? Those two measures, 22 and 23, those are called acciaccaturas, those little tiny notes that go into the bigger note. So we have here, and then the next little note's an acciaccatura, and it goes to that note. It makes me think of a cat pouncing. Oh, sorry. Trill Now let's move down, and that trill was super fun. I'm not sure I'm playing it as well as I want. Now let's look at measure 26 and 29. 26, 27, both have a major arpeggio, element to it. Here's how it sounds. And then it goes down an octave. Now, if you look at measure 29 and 29 and 30, you'll see it goes minor. So now I'm going to play 26 and 27 up till measure 30, and you'll hear the difference between the major and the minor. Now here's 29. So now you hear the difference in major and minor. That is really an important thing to try to learn as you're studying music. Now let's scroll down. I want to show you another cat and mouse section. It's measure 35, 36, and 37, 38, 39, and 40. And this first bit is a sequence. It goes, it's like a scale pattern, right? And then the left hand takes over, and then the right hand, and the left hand, and then the right hand starts a whole nother sequence. So let's first focus on 35. I'll do it a little bit faster. Now I'm going to start in measure 37. This is a different scale pattern, and again we have this amazing sequence. So the right hand, left hand, now right hand, left hand, now I'm going to play those measures a little faster so you can hear how it sounds. So there we have it, a beautiful sequence. I think that's it. Oh, well, let's just go to measure 42. We see the Alberti Bass again. And then we have all our scale patterns as we go along. There's that sequence again. Then we have the sequence in the left hand. It actually takes it up. Measure 50. So that's really neat. All right, let's end the song. It goes on and on. Actually, I might just play a chord. Oh, in measure 63 and on, you see the cat and mouse play. And 65, 66, 67, you see the little acciaccaturas, you see the trill, measure 70. And then the very end of the song goes like this. And we're done. I hope this made more sense to you as we went along, and I hope it helps you as we analyze more classical music. Ta-ta!